welcome back to Visions. I'm Mirella Rich. If you've just joined us, we're here with Margarita Windisch, who is the State Convenor for the Socialist Alliance in Victoria. Welcome back to the program.
No worries.
Now, can you tell us, what are your plans for 2008?
Yeah, we've got quite a few big plans. I think one of the key issues that we need to work on and want to really try and get in touch with as many different people as possible is try and put forward some real concrete solutions for climate change. That is something that is really, really scary. If our government is not going to do enough about, emissions reductions and putting forward a real plan, we could not have a livable planet left in 50 years. And that's scientific evidence. And I think as socialists and anybody who cares about humanity and doesn't just worry about, okay, I'm 40 or whatever in 20 years, who cares, but really takes at heart that the next generation has got a decent planet to live at, has to take this issue seriously. So we want to really work on that and, create more alliances with environmentalists, make sure we can have some conferences, actions for next year where we can start putting forward some ideas and solutions for the crisis.
Is there some things that people can do now, start doing now, that you can make people aware of right now?
Yeah, I think people should start reading alternative media. For instance, Green Left Weekly. They should go and listen to alternative radio stations and stuff, and get some information off the web. Get in touch with some of the green groups. Get in touch with us, to actually inform themselves about what climate change, for instance, really means, and then start, thinking about what can be done also next year, thinking about in their own little backyard, but we've got to think broader and globally, do we need to have, like uranium mining? It's a disaster. Nuclear power, we've got to speak out and say that's not a solution, We've got wind, we've got solar, we've got so much technology that should be used so we can actually have a very good livable planet. And it would also create jobs.
Yeah.
We're also going to take a big stand and start organising for the 5th anniversary invasion of Iraq, to get the troops out of Iraq and Afghanistan. So we're already planning for that.
Beautiful.
And we're also going to try and start, having big discussions with unionists to plan of how we can get rid of any single restriction that's still left in work choices, or that the Labor Party wants to keep, that makes life hard for people organising at their workplaces. So we're going to also do quite a bit of stuff around there.
Okay, beautiful. And you actually went to Venezuela and you lived there for a while, and you saw how the government and the people work together. Can you tell us about that experience?
Oh, it was totally mind-blowing. Like, it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. I mean, Venezuela is a very rich country in the sense that it's got a lot of oil resources, but it was something like 80% of people have lived and still live in poverty. But in 1998 they elected a very progressive president in, and now Hugo Chavez together with the people are in the process of creating what they call socialism of the 21st century, where they want to start putting forward a completely different way of organising the economy, where they're making inroads to nationalise companies, industries, and starting to give ordinary people rights and the ability to participate. So they're creating these communal councils, which are like small little neighbourhood gatherings, like, you could say Parliament of the people or Parliament of the streets, where the 200 families start working out what are their needs, what sort of money do they need, what infrastructure do they need, and they work it out in a democratic way, and the government has to listen. So, I mean, the things I've seen there was still a lot of poverty, but at the same time I've seen a population completely engaged in a process where they're trying to work out from the smallest level to the biggest level in how they can make the world and their environment a better place. And to see this passion, to see this involvement of people and this care gives me a lot of faith that this can be done everywhere. And I think we can learn some lessons from Venezuela to bring back here. It makes people happier.
Are they happier over there, would you say?
Well, I think they are. I think they are, because for the first time they can actually see that they are part of a process that's benefiting them, and they are creators of their own destiny. So you got people working 15 hours a day, in politics, in their little suburb, in their little slum area, and then they party till 6 in the morning. Now, where's this energy coming from? It's got to come from somewhere, and the energy is coming from that positive feeling.
And the government is actually helping them and listening to them and doing something about it.
Exactly, and I think this is the vision we want to put forward, really, in a way, that the government doesn't have to be your enemy.
Yeah.
The government should be symbiotically related to you. It's like you are the government is you.
Beautiful.
And that's also the best way to have a process where you also have particular laws for, you know, accountability, recall, is the best guarantee against corruption also too.
Beautiful. And what is your vision for the future, for a just future?
Look, there's
It's all in your hands.
It's all in my hands. Look, I'd like to have a vision where there's really no more inequality, where it doesn't matter what skin color you are, what gender you are, you know, it doesn't matter where you come from, you know, that we all have the same possibilities to develop our full potential. And I actually think that is possible, you know. We have developed so far, what we've got now is really not working. And, you know, together we know we can make this world a beautiful place, you know, and where everybody can have the ability to be happy.
Yeah. And when you say develop as our potential, do you mean individually, everyone to really fully develop and become the person they're meant to be?
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I think it's not possible in an individualistic world. It's only possible when we look after the collective. In that process, the individual can grow and become whoever they want to be and change however they want to be. We know that deep down, humans, we need each other. We cannot survive in a world that's a dog-eat-dog world. It makes people unhealthy, it makes people sick. We have a very high percentage of people with depression, and it's because we are not meant to live in such a competitive world where human is pitted against human.
Que bello. That's beautiful. We've got to finish now. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
It was great fun.
You've been watching Visions. I'm Mirella Rich and our guest was Margarita Windisch. I hope you enjoyed the program. See you again soon.